So currently, the standings for Tier 2, we have Kyle, who still leads the championship for the drivers. He is currently P1. He has a 46-point gap. I believe if he scores 18 points at all this race, he stays within contention. That's also if Brian wins, also. As long as he comes into this final race with, I believe, 31-point lead, he wins. Brian is second. He's 46 points down. He needs Kyle to have a horrible next two races, and he has to have an absolute amazing race. And Jake was supposed to be here. He did not show up, so he's not already in contention. And Starnick is already out of contention. So Starnick, he is in P4. Can he fight for P3? Yes, he can. He's only 11 points down. So it's an interesting fight for Starnick. Not Brian. Ark is next of P5, but Ark is quite away from P4. He's currently trying his best to defend against P6 Maxpert, and I think P7, who's a little bit away, but P7 Xenophi. Now let's check the constructors out, the more interesting at the point. The constructors Visa Cash App has a 14-point lead over Aston Martin, who has a 16-point lead over Mercedes. So Aston Martin should lose P2 this race to Mercedes. I believe someone needs an invite now. Let me send that invite. Alright, send invite to someone who's running the lobby. Fire. So, if you did not hear what I was saying, I'm saying it's a very close constructors and an uphill battle for the Drivers' Championship. Let me... Oh, that was the wrong button. Sorry. Let me turn on the map. So, it is currently a dry... Oh, okay. Forgive me. Jake's apparently asking for an invite. He finished his Chinese food. So, let me send Jake an invite. It's because he's apparently going to race. If I can find him. Yeah, no. Liam Vela joined. Let's go. Love Liam Vela. This is the best part when I can't find your name. I have to scroll the entire list and it's not here still. So then I have to go back up and find it again. It's amazing. I love this. Missing action. I have him friended, I'm pretty sure. However, if his name is different, I'm never gonna find it. I'm an invite. Currently, our pole sitter is Formula Kyle for 116.1. Sorry, I'm not commentating too much. I'm trying to get Jake into the lobby right now. TTV Riley's P2, and he's actually really close. He's only 3 tenths down. Wilk has left the session again. Gonna try to get Jake again one more time. Hopefully, it loads properly, and it actually shows his name here. No. Okay, so Maxpert is on pole position. Maxpert is now the sole Aston Martin driver. Jake could show up. It is possible. Maxpert puts on a pole position for 1:15.4. That is almost a second up on a possible P2. TTV Riley is close. We still have cars on track. I'm trying to lock in now. I have like 3 people trying to join. Okay, so Golden Callum's gonna hand that from me now on. Thank you, Golden Callum. I can finally lock in. So, Kyle puts it P2 still with an improvement of up to 7 tenths, but he's still 4 thousandths down on P1. An absolute great lap from Maxpert allows him to keep pole position by the tiniest of margin. Kyle is probably a little upset that he barely missed out, but it's still a good lap from Kyle. Riley now has to see if he can catch up to that benchmark time of a 15.4. It is very clean 15, straight 0.4. Brian is P4. He's trying his best to fight for the championship. He puts a 15.7. Starnick of a 16.8. 8 again for Shanks. 17 for Emmanuel. Trip 17. Marshall 17. And a Wizzy 17. Jake joins the lobby. He is now the second Aston Martin driver. So now there's going to be 2 Mercedes and 2 Aston Martins. This means that the Aston Martin team now has a chance to keep P2 in the Constructors. Arc P12 is on his outlap. Wilk is the newcomer who just joined. He's on the Alpine team. I don't know if that's correct, but who cares, honestly? It might be correct. I actually don't remember who he was supposed to drive for. He was supposed to drive for Alpine. Oh, that's correct. Okay, so Alpine is Wilk. Liam Vela joins for the Ferrari team. We now have 16 drivers. Perfect. That happened out of nowhere. Formula Kyle is saying he can improve up to another 7 tenths. That is enough for pole. Unless Maxpert is also capable of doing the same exact thing. I'm really sad by the lack of wet races. I'm just gonna put a wet race setup and like not tell anyone, because like where are the wet races at? So currently I think we have a full Aston Martin. Rune puts it up a 15.3, improves up 3 tenths, puts it on pole position of a Kick Sauber 1-4. Rune is the newcomer. He just showed up for this. This is his first race in the league, and he puts it on provisional pole. with a very fast time, 15.3. It is still not faster than Kyle's hypothetical lap of a 14.7. Laps could be fast, but you still have to do that lap. So is Kyle capable of doing that lap in this race? We'll have to see. But it looks like the competition in Tier 2 is stepping up. Shinks puts it P5, improvement onto Brian. I believe Maxpert is on a hot lap now. I could be incorrect. It's down in the first sector, but it could just be a minor, very minor down. We'll see what he can do. He is pushing in Sector 2. Is he going to improve? He does improve, but he's a 10th down on Rune. However, he's faster than Kyle. Jake puts it on provisional pole, improving by a 10th on Rune. We're going to watch Maxpert cross the line now. He's going to cross. Did he improve? He's going to move. No, he is not. Stays P3. It's an Aston Martin 1.3 and a Kick Sauber 2.5. Formula Kyle is down in P4, but he is the next person to finish a lap. He just crossed Sector 2. He's up on Jake. Only by a 10th. He's in the final couple corners now due to stadium section. High chance he puts it on provisional pole. We'll see right now. A little correction out the corner. Gonna cross the line. And he puts it on pole position of a 14.9. Not as fast as he said, but fast enough for pole. He's 3/10 up on Jake. 4/10 up on Rune. And 6/10. Or sorry, 5/10 up on Maxpert, who did not improve on his last lap. TTV Riley P5 is a 15.9. He is the only one who's not contested for pole just yet, but it is possible. We have a couple cars who have not pushed yet. We have Ark, Wilk, and Liam Vella. They are currently last, who have 0 times on the table yet. Not only have they not pushed, it is possible they have done outlaps and just invalidated them, but all 3 are in the pit still. It's very surprising. They're probably going to do 1 lap, and that's it. So I wonder if they're going to do a soft strategy. They're saving their soft tires. It is possible. We're going to see all the cars come into the pits now, get new tires, and do 1 last lap. And into the pits goes our provisional pole leader and our championship leader. We do not have a reigning champion in Tier 2. I'm pretty sure our reigning champion is Pontic, and Pontic no longer races. If I'm correct. Unless I missed the season. That's Tier 1. Pontic, yes. Pontic is our last champion. He is our last champion, and he won the Constructors as well with his Haas teammate Brian. Brian now races for VCarb, and he is 2nd in the championship right now. We'll see if he can find a car pushing, I believe it's Starnick. Kyle called me a distraction, so I think he's coping. I'm messing with you, Kyle. Is Starnick pushing? I can't tell. What to see? It looks like he's pushing. I'm gonna assume he's pushing. He crosses Sector 2. Down by 2 seconds. It's kind of hard to tell, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think he's pushing. Or at least he's doing a very aggressive outlap. Let's go down to Wilk. I think Wilk is on his push lap. He has not done a lap just yet. We have Rune asking, how is he not in Tier 1? Well, he has probably going to get promotion, honestly. Pontic pulled up, won both championships, and left. I miss Pontic. He was fun. We're going to watch Wilk do his lap now. We've been watching him. He's in the Alpine car. I call it the Bepto-Bismol car because it looks like Bepto-Bismol. I think I'm saying it wrong. I haven't had it. It just looks like it. Pepto-Bismol. Yeah, that's it. Sector 2, he's 2.5 seconds down on Formula Kyle. At the current moment, that puts him around P10 still, which is actually very impressive. A couple of you moving up next year. Hopefully it's a very competitive Tier 1. And hopefully they show up. So, we're going to watch Will cross the line now. He goes a little wide, moves up to P13. Sinophy does a P14. Last two cars. We're going to watch Liam Vella in the Ferrari. He is the sole... No, I lied to you. He's another Ferrari. The second Ferrari. Yellow flags in Sector 1 are inhibiting the time. There's 2 minutes remaining. Kyle and Jake are leaving the pits now to do their final run. Liam Vella has invalidated his lap. Ark is on an out lap. Will finish. So who can I find? Search Emmanuel. Emmanuel is the teammate of the current pole sitter. Everyone else is within a position or two of their teammate. Can Emmanuel break the top 6? And allows him to attempt to help his teammate. He might not need the help, but it always helps out anyways. Because it couldn't hurt to help, is what I was trying to say, but I can't talk. He's gonna cross Sector 2 line, almost 5 seconds down on the pole sitter. Not an improvement just yet. Shinks, I went the wrong way, I'm sorry. Shinks is currently in Sector 1. He's gonna cross, he's 3/10 down on Kyle, which is still an achievement. Let's see if he can maintain that gap or even reduce it. No major moves just yet. Ark has begun his lap. Liam Vella enters the pit. He is not going to attempt a time. Rune is pushing now with a purple Sector 1. So Rune is the driver to watch. He's going to cross the line first to have the opportunity to take provisional pole. P3 right now. Rune was on pole for half a lap. He's up on Kyle's time. Kyle says he has 2/10 in him. Rune says he is already a 10th up. It is dropping, though. He's only half a 10th up in the final section. He had to go past the Visa Cash App car, trying his best to not impede. Is it going to be enough to take pole position in the final corner? Now he goes, tries his best to reduce, and he's going to cross the line. Enough for P2, but not enough for pole position. Is Jake going to be the next car? Jake's Sector 2. Now, he is up on Kyle's time. The track is improving. Is it possible for Jake to take pole? He has to improve by 3/10. He's up by something. I don't know how much. He's now down on Jake, but he is close. Only half a 10th away. Into the final section now he goes. Hopefully it was well. I can't really tell, honestly. He's going to cross the line now. And it's enough to move up to P2, taking back the front row from Rune. Maxpert's in the pits. He will not improve. TTV Riley's P5. Shinks, it might be the last car to cross the line. No improvement for Shinks. P6. Awizzy in the pits. Sinophy in the pits. Tripp has finished the session. P13. And 2 cars fail to do a hot lap. Ark 8484 and Liam Vella in the Ferrari. They'll be starting in the back of a 16 grid order. Kyle did not improve on his time, or if he did, it was very small. A 14.9, not the 14.7 he promised me, but a 14.9 was enough for pole position. Jake was very close. I think he's a 10th down at the very end. Very fun qualifying, give it that. We have one time in the 14s, multiple times in the 16s. It seems like 16 is the average time. 15s were pretty close, and a couple 18s. Forgive me if I keep coughing. I have like a cold, I think. I have no clue what it is. I'm in a cold, I just have my throat hurts. I need to drink water. So, here's our qualifying order. No penalties as no one hit anyone. Soft laps for everybody. Pretty good qualifying. If I'm going to talk about the shocks, I'm surprised to see the Kick Sauber of Rune up so early. He is a newcomer, and he already put it on the second row. Sad to see Brian P10, as I know he's capable of being in the top 6, so it was probably a bad qualifying for him. Same with Marshaller, Xenophi. I guess no more. I can't see it anymore. Mexico is a very easy track to get an invalidated lap on in the second sector. It is the S's, and you have to try your best to cut it as much as you can without crashing. I'll tell you one thing, this is not good for the constructors. VCarb are in the lead by 14 points. However, that points might, they might lose it this round, as it seems they had a bad qualifying. It is possible they can improve. I think someone immediately started the race. I don't even know who this guy is. I don't know who Lewis is, but he's saying he started the race accidentally. So everyone lock in. I think. I don't know who this is. Okay, never mind. Someone else. Forget me. Okay, so yeah, we have a 5-minute break. So we're going to start at 33, I believe. That's 32, actually. 32. So at 32, we're going to start. That's in 3 minutes from now. Someone started. Okay, so we're going to lock in now, guys. Lock in. Forgive me. I can't tell. Yep, we're starting. That's cool. You had 2 minutes. You're welcome, guys. You had your 2 minutes. I tried. Hopefully no one was inhibited that much. Everyone already had their qualifying order and their setups. Alpine's teammate. Okay, cool. So you have 16 drivers and the formation lap underway. Now we're going to open up to the tires so we can snitch on what everyone's running. So, multiple drivers on the medium tires and 4 on the hards. So we now have 4 hard drivers who can try their best to go long. These 4 is, the highest is Riley, who's within the podium. Then we have Starnick, who loves his weird strategies. They do work out. Was that contact? I can't tell. Then we have Brian in P10 and Xenophi in P12. 12, jeez, I can't talk. Very interesting order, very interesting. If I'm gonna have to guess, it is very common to think that the pole sitter never actually gets to keep the position down into turn 1. That is true. However, every time it was lost, I'm pretty sure it was Verstappen himself taking it away from someone. So it might just be Verstappen taking it away, but we'll see. Let's see if Kyle is able to keep his P1 into turn 1. Jake is right behind. He's going to have the best shot of taking it. Rune also is right behind. He's going to have the double slipstream. So is Maxpert. So, and P1 to P4 could pretty much have P1 in turn 1. We'll see. It is possible someone just torpedoes the entire grid and takes out like 3 cars. And while I don't want that to happen, it will be interesting. That's the difference. I don't want it to occur, but if it happens, it will be a race. Jake is the only car so far to mess up. Nope, 2 cars mess up the ding. Jake saying the game is bugged. And we're going to be underway soon. Lenovo sponsored this race. Everyone say hi to Lenovo. Lenovo, jeez, I can't talk. 5 red lights. And we're away. I'm a broadcast. Multiple position changes. Shinx is up 1 position. Kyle keeps the lead, but Jake down the inside. We're going to go Dree wide into turn 1. Jake's on the inside line, and Jake is going to get P1, but Kyle's going to move back up at the inside, turns to the outside, and Kyle is back up to P1. Jake down to P2, Ruin P3, P4 goes to Riley. Starnick up 1 position, Brian up 1, Ark up multiple. He's actually ahead of his teammate. No contact just yet. It seems like the Ferrari and the Mercedes hit, and the Ferrari loses his front wing. I believe it's Liam Vella. No, it's a Wizzy. It's a Wizzy and Emmanuel in the back. Off goes the Red Bull of Shinx. Multiple collisions. I think some cars are damaged. Jake continues the lead. We're going to open up position changes just yet. Liam Vella's up 7. Ark is down 1. Ark is back down to P16. Woke is up 6 as well. Ark was from P15 up to P10, down back to P16. Kyle leads the race. Jake and Ruin, P1 to P3 do not change. Ark moves up a position as 1 car spins out in the final corner, I believe. It is Shinx who spins out. The Ferraris have a great getaway. In the pits goes Shinx. Chaos as the Ferraris fight amongst themselves. We're going to move down the order as nothing is happening. We're going to see Brian, who I don't see Brian. There's Brian now in P11. These cars are fighting as the Haas hits the back of Brian and spins out a little bit. Brian does not seem to be affected. All the cars go wide, allowing him to catch back up. It seems like the Haas driver behind has damage to his front wing, allowing him to turn slower. Moving down the Ark. Ark does have does he? I can't tell. It had it for like a second. No front wing damage for Ark. Someone had front wing damage. Who was it? Marshaller has front wing damage. We just saw it fall off this car. He is P12. Kyle maintains his lead. No changes just yet. Emmanuel up 2. Ark gets a penalty for cutting the corner. Moving back up the order, we see Riley. And a change of the lead as Jake takes P1 from Kyle into turn 1. He covers off the inside this time, allowing him to maintain his lead after turn 2. Jake is now leading the race, and he is now putting his team in a great position for the Constructors' Championship from VCarb. Into the pits goes Owizzy, following in the footsteps of Shinx. We have 2 cars who've already pit, 1 car for penalty, and 1 change of the lead that has stuck. Sector yellow flag in sector 2, as I believe a kick sauber spins. These 2 cars are racing. Another yellow flag, as I believe a Ferrari spins. The Ferrari of Liam Vella is moving slowly, but onto the main straight now. He's gonna have DRS and the slipstream. He's gonna take the position back easily as he has the slipstream. Maybe not actually. He has the inside line. It might be easy for him. He's back up into P1 and he's gonna keep the position. Drew the corner. 2 and 3. Kyle gets back the lead. He is unable of getting a Grand Slam, though, as technically Jake crossed the line P1. So he did not lead a relap. However, what does a Grand Slam mean to a Drivers' Championship? We've seen that the Ferrari is struggling in Sector 1 as well. 2 drivers now have penalties, Arc and Trip. It seems to be a train. If you look on the mini-map, there is a train from Brian all the way down to Arc. It is anyone's game in that train. One good pit stop and you're up to P6. Arc doing his best to maintain the championship. He is P6. It might not be enough, but it is a fight that he can try to fight. I can't talk. Wilt gets a penalty, 3 seconds. Thank you for saving my conversation. You might not notice, guys, but my first language was English. I just can't speak it. Anyways, up to P... Starnick is up to P4. He passes Rune. I believe that is on merit. Starnick is putting the car in the most random places. He's within a considerable margin away from Rune. He's far back from Riley, so his car's in like no man's land. But he is P4. Rune is down 2 positions, but he has front wing damage. So Rune is the car with the front wing damage. He's down 2. I'm being asked to make fun of people. That's not funny. How dare that's kind of mean. I'm not mean. Anyway, anyways, Brian P6, Maxpert P7. Maxpert trying his best to catch up to Brian, who leads this train. Behind Maxpert is Emmanuel, who has no DRS on Maxpert. Wilk is leading, I guess, a new DRS train, if you want to consider it. Moving down the order, we have Marshaller, who has front wing damage. Not wrong person. Marshaller, who has front wing damage. Trip, who for sure has front wing damage. And Arc, who doesn't have front wing damage, but insane tire wear on the back tires. Actually, has a lot of tire wear, jeez. And we have no data on the final 3 because they didn't turn it on, so that's cool. Moving back up, Kyle has a 2-second gap to P1. Shinks to the penalty, 3 seconds. A 2-second gap from Jake. Jake has a 2-second gap from Riley. Starnick is 4 seconds down. I was yawning, I'm sorry. Riley now has a 3-second penalty, meaning Starnick has a chance for the podium if he's able to catch back up. Just continue moving down. Rune's 2 seconds down. Brian 3, Maxpert 2, Emmanuel 1. Yellow sectors as a kick Sauber. It seems to be off. He's off track. He rejoins Ghosted, thankfully, and he's going to be passed by Emmanuel, Maxpert. Xenofy is going to try his best to get past as well. He goes wide, and Xenofy is alongside. He's going to go side by side into the stadium section. Xenofy is going to get the position. And they're still fighting. Contact side by side, and Rune goes into the pits for front wing damage. Did Xenofy collect front wing damage from this? He did not. That is another position gained for the train, and Brian is up to P5. Arc follows in. Arc has horrible tire wear, up to 65%. Was it a spin in the grass or a bad setup? Arc's gonna come into the pits now on lap 7, off the mediums and onto the hard tires. We'll see if the hards are the better tire for everybody, as Emmanuel gets his first penalty, 3 seconds. Penalties are being collected today, so even if you get one penalty, try your best to minimize it. It's a long game, it's a long race, it's only lap 6. Almost 7. Oh wow, that was an accident, I'm sorry. This lap 7. Kyle extends his lead. At the current moment, at the current pace, it seems like Kyle might win this race. That rhymes. Jake P2. Riley is catching up to Jake. He's almost within DRS. He was just shy of it on the activation line. He's going to have the slipstream though on the entire back straight, but he has a penalty which might stop him from getting P2. Starnick is losing out on time. Wilk also enters the pits now. I want to check pit stops. So at the current moment, 5 people have pit, but I believe only 3 of them pit on merit. Not even, I think only 2 pit on merit. I believe half of them who pitted already had damage and they had to pit. So on lap 8, 3 cars have pit off the mediums. So I wonder if the mediums are just not lasting. And the kick Sauber we were just watching, Riley has a snap of oversteer and spins off track, is able to recover the car, and did not lose that much time, honestly. No position loss. He did lose 2 seconds, but if you're going to spin, 2 seconds is not that bad of a loss. It seems to be that Jake and probably Kyle. Jake has similar tire wear to Ark. Kyle has better tire wear. Same tire. Moving down the Maxpert. Maxpert comes into the pits. Again, really bad tire wear. So it seems like the mediums are not lasting. The hards are the better tire. It might be in your best interest to get off them as soon as possible, as Maxpert's going to leave the pits now in P10, P9. So currently, mediums suck. That's what we're being told. The mediums are not lasting that long. They have very little grip. It seems like the only driver on track who is somewhat satisfied is Kyle. But Kyle has had clean air, and he only had a fight for like 1 lap. So he has had the best chance to nurture his mediums compared to everybody else. Maxpert gets a penalty, 3 seconds. Awizzy's back in the pits. He's leaving the pits now. He's on the hard tires, the white colored tires. The strat here is to get on the hards at a good time to maximize your race. Jake enters the pits now. Really bad tire wear, 75% on his back left. Was probably inhibiting his turning, but he goes back onto medium tires. Everybody else has switched to the hards. Jake is switching to the mediums, so I'm assuming Jake only has 1 set of hards. He's trying his best to make them count, and he's going to go on an extra set of mediums to maximize his hard run later. Yellow flag sector 2 as the Red Bull has gone off. He is backwards on track. He turns around and rejoins the track safely. I'm being reminded that Jake was unable to pick his selection of tires as he joined late. That is true. So Jake only has 2 mediums and 1 hard. He has to make it work. The Red Bull spinning has put him behind his sister team, Ark. Ark is on the fresher tires. And he's not within DRS, so Ark should have no trouble defending into turn 1. Ark is trying his best to catch up to Liam Vela in P13. Moving back up the order, we have the McLaren of Xenophi. I believe he has the biggest jump at the current moment. We can check positions gained. It is Xenophi and also Brian, who's up in the P4. The McLaren has done a good job at driving his McLaren. That made no sense. At driving his car up into a good position. He's currently on 9 lap owed hard, so I believe he pit really early on. Awizzy gets a penalty, 3 seconds. Brian, who started on the hards, up to P4. Starnick on the hards, up to P3. Riley started on the hards, up to P2. So starting on the hards was the correct strategy. Emmanuel goes into the pits and takes the soft tire. That is a strategy that I would not do. The mediums barely last 4 racing laps. I wonder how long the softs are going to run. I will say one thing. I don't blame the people who knew the tire wear but still went mediums lap 1 because they probably assumed an early safety car. And when that did not happen, they were forced to continue running their tires. So it is a situation. I sound so nasally. I'm so sorry. Starnick is up onto the podium. He's P3, Brian P4. However, it's because Jake is P5. Jake has pit. So this is a unfair assessment. Jake is technically still P2 after the pits. He is catching up too, so Jake just has to run his race. And we have our first retirement on track. It is the Ferrari of Liam Vela. He retires not in the pit lane, but close enough to the pit lane. We get to check on the McLaren's feed as he crosses. No Ferrari. So Liam Vela did retire in the pit lane. And Wout gets a penalty. Our first retirement on track, but no safety car. I'm being told softs are actually slower than the mediums in the last sector because they degrade so fast, which I honestly believe. Riley's up to P2. Shink gets the penalty. Actually, I believe Riley was already P2. I'm kind of like zoning out. If I start the race on hards and I have only mediums left, I would extend my hard run as long as I possibly can. Because I'm not gonna lie, I don't think the mediums are good tires. If I have 2 medium hards, I'll probably run hards 12 laps, then hards 12 laps. Oh no, it's only 12 now. Off the track goes Riley and gets a 10-second penalty for cutting the corner. A very harsh penalty in my opinion, but the game decided he cut the corner very aggressively, giving him 10 seconds. Going to make his next pit stop a nightmare. Jake, Starnick, and Brian though are ecstatic as that's another position they can possibly gain. Art gets the penalty. A lot of penalties for every driver at this point. Marshaller, P9, no penalty. Good job. Emmanuel, P10 with 2 lap old softs. It's a very strange decision. I don't know why. I just don't like it. I mean, he's P10 still, but weird. Kyle comes into the pits now off his 13 lap old mediums with 81% tire wear on the back right. Onto the fresh hard tires. It is possible for him to go to the end from here. He might be one stopping. It's going to be probably a long 20. Can I count? That's 22 laps, right? Oh my gosh, I'm actually scared now. Can I count? Yeah, it's 22. Okay, cool. It's going to be a long 22 laps, but it is possible. And Jake retakes the lead up to P1. We're going to be watching a 2-stop fight a 1-stop. Kyle cannot push too much on his hards as he's probably trying his best to maximize his lap times. Jake, however, can push as much as he wants as he's going to pit for hards later. Sinofy up to P3 as Riley pits, I believe, off his penalty. Maxbert has left the session. He is P6, so I believe that's an accident, as that's a pretty good position for his team. We'll try my best to invite him. Riley gets another penalty for cutting the corner. Maxbert's been invited, but he's going to lose positions as the AI is not capable of keeping up with the human drivers. Let's take a time to check the penalties. Here we see the penalties now. A mixture of 3s, 6, 12, and 19s. Riley has served his 10-second penalty down to P6. Honestly, that's better than I thought. I assumed the 10-second penalty would absolutely ruin his race, but honestly, P6 not that bad. And he's on the back of Brian for P5. A little wide though. Very tired. Moving up to Brian on P5, the V-Carb team is struggling a little bit this race with a P14 and a P5 for the drivers. The constructors is in danger, but I believe they both can improve their position just a little bit to salvage the 14-point gap they had or have at this current moment. Riley is on the back of Brian. He's going to dive down the inside into the stadium section. He goes. Brian barely stays on track, and he barely keeps the position. But the Kickstarter is going to be ahead in the stadium section. That's probably the best fighting I've ever seen in a stadium before. See, they both are very respectful with the space. Brian's going to have DRS and the slipstream. He's only 2/10 down. Onto the main straight they go. Brian regains his position for P5. And is able to take back the racing line for turn 1. Rune trying his best to catch back up. Maxper is still not back. His AI is still racing for him. He is ghosted. An easy position for anyone who's able to catch up. Moving back up the grid, we have Starnick on the podium. Kyle P2. So currently, we'll check. Starnick has pit, and he's P3. So Starnick's on the podium. On merit. Xenofy is the only car who has yet to pit yet, P4. He did start on the hards. He probably only has one set of hards. He's probably trying to stay out as long as he can. Brian overtakes him though. Brian and Riley. But Riley dives down the inside, cuts the corner though. He might have to give back the position on the main straight. I think he actually cut the position. We'll see now. It should be an easy overtake for Brian anyways, as he's on the main straight now. He closes DRS accidentally, which might actually cost him the position as Riley defends. Brian has to hold position. Riley's penalties already gives Brian the position, but Brian wants to catch up to Starnick to get back on the podium. Down the inside they go. And Brian lets off the throttle to let Riley pass to avoid a conflict. You don't want to risk a P5 finish for a P4 finish if it means a DNF. Let's go to tire. Is it tire age? Tire age, there you go. Here we see the tires age for every driver. Blue flags are being shown for Shinx as they pass. We are halfway through the race now. We have reached the halfway mark. No safety car, no virtual safety car, one retirement, a lot of pit stops, and a lot of wing damage. Brian seems to be slowing down. Brian and Riley are on the same tire length and the same tire. But according to my data, Brian has wing damage. Very minor wing damage, but wing damage that's inhibiting him from lapping faster than Riley. He might have gotten it in the stadium section. We don't know. A 4.5 second lead for Jake. Yellow flags. in the stadium section, very minor, as Arc goes wide. I don't know what happened. Yellow flags for the V-carb. Don't know why. And Trip gets a 3-second penalty. So let's move back up the order. We have Jake, who has a 4-second gap now. He lost time. Oh, forgive me, I zoned out. Jake is losing time to Kyle, as Kyle is on the fresher tires. Jake's plan is to maximize his medium runs, so that way he can have an absolutely great great run on the hard tires. Jake's currently P1. Kyle is going to catch up, and he has to make sure he does not lose time in case Kyle is able to maximize his hard run. Starnick, P3, 13 seconds down from the lead, is not fighting for the win today, but he's fighting for the podium. Riley had the podium, but lost it due to penalties. Brian overtakes Riley. Despite the front wing damage, they're going side by side into Sector 2. Riley's going to edge out ahead into the braking point, into the S's. Brian up to P4. On the main straight now, Riley gets another time penalty. They're going into the stadium now. DRS is not open. I don't think there's a DRS there. I don't know why I said that. Into the stadium section they go. Not side by side. Riley trails behind, and a safety car comes out. There's a safety car for something. And every driver is going to filter into the pits now to get a new set of tires and front wing. And Rune retires from the session. To kick Sauber, who I cannot find on track. We're gonna watch the Haas pass someone. There's no driver on track. Rune, who had his car on the provisional pole at one point, has retired from the session. Every car is gonna enter the pits now. No one's going to ignore this free pit stop. This is great news for Jake. Jake is ecstatic. He gets to keep P1 if Kyle pits. Kyle is for sure going to pit. He might stay out, but I just don't see it happening. He's on 6-lap old hards. He's probably going to pit for fresh mediums. If Kyle pits, he's on 6-lap old hards. He's gonna pit. He does pit. Both cars come into the pit lanes. They're probably gonna take new tires. Jake might have the advantage. He gets to take his hards for the final 12 to 14 laps. This is perfect for Jake. Kyle does not have hards. He has to use the mediums. Jake is on the better tire. However, Kyle is on the faster tire for the first 4 laps. This is an advantage for Kyle, but the advantage is only going to last 4 laps. It's going to die down. I'm being told it's impossible for Kyle to finish this race on those tires. Kyle did take his old mediums 14 laps. Can he take these mediums 16? This is a testament to Kyle. If he can finish the race, people do not believe he's going to even finish. I think he has a shot of winning, but apparently I'm delusional, so we'll see. Jake P1, Kyle P2. Starnick gets the pit as well. He's P3. Brian pits for fresh hards, P4. Riley. Are they fighting still? Brian still has front wing damage. So either Brian has front wing damage that's so minor he doesn't care. Brian has front wing damage but forgot to change it. Or Brian just doesn't have front wing damage and my game is wrong. Any of those things could be possible. Riley P5, no front wing damage. Xenophi P6, Trip P7, Maxpert 8. Maxpert's not in the session. Maxpert apparently had to leave, meaning this is a free position for everybody because the group's gonna join back up. No one is going to have to fight this one because he's a ghost. So everyone's gonna be up one position on Maxpert. Emmanuel P9. Emmanuel is the biggest winner here. This guy was on softs, so the fact that he's technically up a position is crazy to me. Good job to Emmanuel. I'm not insulting you. This is just crazy. Marshaller P10. Marshaller did have front wing damage at one point. Now he doesn't. Owizzy P11. Good recovery from the Ferrari driver who was last at one point. Wilk P12. Wilk has a drive through penalty. Trip leaves the session. Let me invite Trip. Trip, don't leave. You need a race. I'm gonna send 3 invites. I always send 3, then they can't complain. Trip is P7, but he is currently left. He is now an AI. It's another position. That's P7 and P8 who are currently missing. Owizzy P11, Wilk P12. He has a drive-through penalty. I had to say that properly. He comes into the pits. He's changing his tires. I was concerned if he knew you can't serve a penalty under safety car. You are unable to serve your drive-through until it says you can serve your drive-through. Meaning you have to do your drive-through, I believe, on either the restart or the lap after. Wizzy is saying the lobby is bugged. I don't know. Is it bugged? It doesn't seem bugged. I will say, Marshaller, pick up the pace, please. We need to catch up. Thank you, Marshaller. Oh, okay. I'm hearing there's a delta bug. So, yeah, I don't mind, Marshaller. Just try your best. The game is stupid, and for some reason it gives you a delta, even though you're literally nowhere near the safety car. So, it takes forever to catch back up. Hopefully, you're able to catch up, as that will pretty much ruin, you know, good racing. What is going to be a problem is I believe cars are already laps down. We'll see now if I can see interval to leader. Are cars laps down? It has to be. Who's a lap down? I actually can't tell. I believe Arc is currently a lap down. I don't know who else though. I believe if Arc's a lap, it means Shinx is a lap. I believe Wilkes is also a lap down. And it might also be a Wizzy. I can't tell. It's going to be hard to figure this out. We'll move back up to interval. That's more interesting. It is tragic because being a lap down pretty much ruins your race on a safety car. Everyone's allowed to pass you and you can't fight for position. And you have to wait. You can't unlap yourself because the game's really buggy and it takes forever to actually work. Are we racing? We're racing. Oh my gosh, we're racing. And we're racing. Jake is leading the pack on his 3-lap old hards. Kyle is on the faster tire, but the 3 laps for the race to start might have inhibited his mediums. This might be a win for Jake. We'll see now. Trip goes into the pits immediately. I don't know why. I don't know. Trip is upset at the AI pit for some reason. Very cool, I guess, to the AI. What's a race? I actually don't know who Corey Brooks is, but Corey Brooks does not believe Kyle can win in slightest. Calling Kyle out apparently. But he is going to have DRS not on the main straight, but he's gonna have the slipstream. Can he do anything about that 3/10 gap? He can't. We maintain. The entire train is racing. Oh, he's my co-commentator? Oh my gosh. Hi. Then I'm even more embarrassed now. I'm like stuttering constantly. I'm just like mildly sick. And now he's complaining about the ads. No, we need the ad time. Okay, so we have Jake in P1, Kyle in P2, and Starnick in P3, Ridey's P4, and Brian's P5. Oh, was he get time penalty? We have 10 laps to go. Kyle has DRS. He has the slipstream, but he is being held back by his tires. They're going to go side by side into turn 1. Turn 2 has the inside line. They have wheel contact, and Jake is barely able to maintain his lead from Kyle. Kyle's back by 1/10 now. He has another DRS chance down the outside. He's going to have the inside line now. They are rubbing tires right now. Oh my gosh. Good cornering from both drivers into that corner. Side by side again. Jake is going to be the winner. Starnick is trying to send it up the inside. He has to back out of it though. Not worth it. Into sector 2 now they go. Starnick P3, Riley P4. Brian gets his first penalty on the back straight into the stadium section. Now they go. No driver's going to go side by side just yet, but this main straight is about to be hectic. 4 drivers, all within DRS of P1. Okay, maybe I lied. Maybe only 3. 3, I can't talk. Jake is down. Sorry, not Jake. Kyle is down on Jake. 3:10, slipstream, DRS, and battery. Down the inside Kyle goes to take the lead. Kyle's on the outside, and a full course safety car comes out. If you are lapped, do not pit. Stay out. This is the best chance to unlap yourself. You need to stay out. A full course safety car comes out. For who? Marshaller gets a penalty for speeding. I feel bad because that was like really quick. Shinks has no front wing. Ark has been with the pack the whole time. Wilk is still driving. It might be Shinks. I think Shinks crashed. A full course safety car comes out, saving Kyle. Well, not saving, extra match, right? Saving Kyle from having to do more racing laps on his medium tires. Everyone stays out? I think everyone stays out. Jake and Kyle both confused on who was ahead at the safety car. Technically happened when they were barely side by side. Yeah, watching the stream, whoever was ahead was only barely ahead. It was not an easy decision. No driver comes into the pits. They all stay out. And Shinx with a 10-second time penalty. Two cars out, two safety cars, but the second safety car was just caused by a crash, as I don't think anyone actually DNF'd. If you check the order, at some point Riley passed Starnick. Starnick was trying his best to compete for P2. Now he's on the P4. Brian's P5. Starnick is within the time penalty for P3 on the podium still, so nothing matters. Another opportunity for the pack to catch back up to the safety car. I think multiple cars are lapped at this point. What to see? Maxpert's AI is still P7. I had to say that. It's kind of funny. This is an AI, right? Is he back? Wait, is he back? I can't tell, actually. Wait, is he a ghost? Wait. No, it's a ghost, though. So Maxpert's AI, who's just been an AI for the last, like, 12 laps, is still in P7. So, very interesting. Good job for his AI. So we racing. So we're gonna have 7 laps. I believe it's gonna be in this lap. So the Ferrari, the Red Bull, the Haas, and I believe the Alpine are not gonna catch up. Maybe the Haas and Alpine. Maybe. We might get lucky. They might get lucky. But the Ferrari and the Red Bull are not making it into the pits. Shinx is disqualified from the session. That's a first. Shinx has terrible luck in races. He is a good qualifier, but in a race, he has the worst luck. We are not racing just yet. We are still under safety car, so it's going to be not 6 laps. Well, it might be actually, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It'll be 6 then, sorry. It might still be 6. I always forget how to count when it's like a racing lap because it's technically the same. Maxberg gets past? No way. Nope, he doesn't get past. It's fine. And the safety car is in this lap. Maxberg gets passed again, but he has to give it back up. Kyle is going to lead the second safety car. And Kyle leads the front. Maxbert gets a 10-second penalty while being ghosted. Kyle maintains the lead. Jake is closing in. He has the lead now. Jake is in P1 and around the outside he goes as he takes the corner in the inside line now. They're tight together. Jake takes P1 away from Kyle. Jake now leads the race. Maxbert leaves the session. I don't think I didn't know he was in the session. Maxbert's out. Everyone's going to move up one position. Art goes into the pits now. Two cars are in the pits, Maxbert and Arc. Yellow flags behind. Jake has a decent, very small gap to Kyle. Kyle trying his best to catch back up. Can Kyle take back the win? Less than 5 laps remain. Emmanuel is ahead of Brian. And DRS is enabled. Emmanuel moves ahead of Starnick, making the Mercedes 2-4. Jake maintains his lead. Starnick moves past Brian. They are fighting behind. Brian seems to have a bad exit in the corner. Jake is still in the lead. Ruin has left the session. Arc moves up to P12. He's on the soft tires for the remaining 4 laps. I don't know if he has fastest laps still. I'm not going to lie to you. Kyle has not fallen out of DRS range of Jake. Both cars are gapping the cars ahead behind him. Vicious racing. A way to get the time penalty in 3 seconds. A penalty for Jake or Kyle could make or break this race. Marshall gets his first penalty. Brian moves past Starnick. Kyle with DRS is unable to pass Jake just yet. We have 4 laps to go. Moving back down the order, let's watch Starnick fight Brian. Brian has a time penalty, but is not as bad as the drivers ahead. Starnick has already won. Emmanuel up into the podium position. Around right, he goes riding, making a double Mercedes podium. And a Wizzy retires from the session. Another safety car. Do you pit? It's going to be like 1 lap of racing. It might actually end immediately. But do you pit? Do you risk it? Do you stay out? You could stay out, or you can pit. You have to decide right now. Jake and Kyle have 3 corners to decide. Are they going to pit or stay out? They might stay out. It might just be an obvious stay out. A second penalty for Wilk. Neither car enters the pits. Wait! No pit lane for Emmanuel. No pit lane for Jake. No pit lane for Kyle. They all stay out. One more time. Another full course safety car. Marshaller enters the pits. And we are racing again. Jake in the lead. Kyle, the gap has not changed, only 3/10. Emmanuel's on the podium now. TTV Riley is going to be trying his best to get back on the podium, taking it from Emmanuel. He does not succeed just yet. Xenofy moves up against Trip. Marshaller has a time penalty. They both pit again for fresh softs. As it stands at the current moment, Kyle is the champion. If he's able to maintain his podium position, he wins the championship. But is he tries his best to win? He does have the highest win rate in the tier 2 at the current moment. Brian gets another time penalty. Trip moves up to P7. We're going to have 2 laps to go. This is the final lap. Try to forgive me. Jake is going to lead the final lap as he crosses the line. Kyle has one last shot to catch up as we're on the last lap. Emmanuel in P3 has penalties. So does Riley, so does Brian, but Starnick does not. I think Starnick might be able to snatch the podium one more time. Trip P7, Xenofy P6, yellow flags in the final corner for the V-Carb. Jake is going to cross the line soon with 0 penalties. Jake's on the final corner now. He did not get pole, but he did win the race. Kyle comes second. Emmanuel's going to come third, but he might lose it. Not to Riley, not to Brian, and not to Starnick. Emmanuel keeps the podium position. P3. Starnick has to accept P4. Brian P5. Xenofy P6. Trip P7. Riley P8. Marshaller is going to be the next car to pass. P9. Wilkes P10. And Arc P11. Arc's going to cross the line now. And our final car on track is Wilkes. He's still in Sector 2. And the final car crosses the line now. P10 for Wilkes. Thank you for everybody in the chat talking to me. Thank you for the racers. At the current moment, Kyle has won the championship. I don't think he got any penalties. I think Kyle is our champion. He's on the podium. He's on P2. At this moment right now, we have our Tier 2 champion, Formula Kyle, with the highest win rate at the current moment. It is a Mercedes 2-3. It's not a win, but it could be a championship. We're going to have to wait until any potential penalties, but I think Kyle drove a pretty clean race. Good job, Kyle. Gonna congratulate you here, and if you do officially win, you're going to get for sure a conversation. We can actually talk to him now, I believe. Let me go to General 2. Here we have our race winner, fastest lap, driver of the day, and most overtakes.
Thank you very much.
Oh my gosh. Hello, Kyle.
Nice I could join.
Kyle, you are, I believe, are the Tier 2 champion.
I am, thank you. Is it alright for is it alright if Wizzy and Yannick come? They really want to.
Of course. I don't know how to invite them. We can just go to the general chat 1 second. Let's go back.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Hello.
Oh, you've joined us. Hello.
This is easier. I don't know how to invite you.
I could have just moved, but okay.
Oh, my fault.
Oh, Sion fire left. Okay, bye, Sion.
We currently have our Tier 2 champion, Kyle, with us right now. Kyle, how do you feel?
Genuinely shocked. Wizzy and Yannick have told me I've got the highest win rate in GRL history, which I find quite fun, to be fair.
I'll look it up if I can.
Yeah, I'll be shocked if I don't go Tier 1 now.
Let me quickly see.
It might be a guarantee at this point.
Maybe, yeah.
Gaming rules to tattoo.
It's been really hard because I ain't been that well today as well, so I've been coughing the entire race and everything. So it's quite hard for me. But the league has been amazing and the driving's been incredible from everyone else. So I just want to thank everyone else for all the battles, especially Jake. But yeah, GG on the win today. My tyres started to go at the end, which is why I wasn't able to make any moves. But Wizzy, I do blame you for that safety car at the end.
Was there any point where you thought, wow, I might crash out and lose the championship?
At the start of today, yeah, because I did not practice Mexico at all until about an hour before lobby opened. And then I saw that in time trial, Maxpert, he did a 1:15.3, I think it was, in time trial.
Yeah, something like
And
that.
that's when I thought, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it today. I think that's it.
But then,
you win the race.
Yes, then I got pole and I didn't win the race, unfortunately, but it was a good battle. He had a better strategy. But yeah, I'm happy with where I finished.
That's a good job. It's a great job, honestly. You won the championship by a considerable margin. You have 1 race to go. You're going to enter the final race as a champion already.
Yes. I will have a special helmet, so keep
Have a
out.
special helmet.
Kyle, I've got a question for you.
Yeah,
Who's being invited to the after party?
there is no after party.
There is
Shame.
no after party.
Oh.
Wait,
Kyle,
boring.
I need to maybe some bad news. You 1 race win behind Marcy at the moment still.
Okay, cool. So if I just win next race, it's sorted.
Yeah, no. Then you are both on 8 race wins.
Okay, so win next race. Got it, I'll do it.
Kyle, just so you know, you're no longer coming to my birthday party because you're not having an after party.
Oh, sucks.
I'll have enough pie. Let's go.
Even Gaming Balls is coming to my birthday party.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, come on.
Wait, birthday party? Since when you're still on board?
I'm gonna get a flight for a birthday party for sure.
I do have a question for you as well, Gaming Balls.
Ask a question.
How excited are you for our special guest on next Thursday?
I'm not saying the slightest. I feel I'm gonna get
You're not excited to
I'm gonna get
commentate next.
overshadowed
Corey Brooks.
immediately. I do this for fun.
Kyle,
But you're not excited to commentate with Corey Brooks. That's crazy.
No, that's cool. But that's like trying to drive, and all of a sudden Master stop and join your chat, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I guess I just suck.
Yeah,
We'll see.
thank you to me, guys. I've
Thank you.
gone and got him in for the last season, or the last race of the season.
Thank you for that. I hate you, but thank you for that.
Love you too.
Well, I have to take
I
a
think
nap
Kyle
now.
still has a question for you.
Oh,
also,
forgive me. Go.
Yannick, I'm not doing it. You can
Wow.
gladly go. You can gladly
Wait,
go.
we see
Okay.
start the song.
I have a question for you, Gaming Balls, and it's the last question of
Last
the night.
question.
Is that a baton? Is that a baton in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
Good night, everybody. Have a good day. Peace.